Alright, hello and welcome. I am currently revisiting a project that I had almost abandoned, but now I'm back at it. Wasn't sure really how to work with it. Now I'm ready to finish this project and get it over with. So what I have right now is I'm working on a chainmaille coif, specifically in Aventile. So I've made a number of bits here, a number of, they call them expansions, contractions. This one in particular, I made a ton of these, and this goes from 7 rings down to 5 rings. So I have a number of these little loose rings here. I have a number of these expansions here, and I have a number of these little simple 4-to-1 rings here. So I'm just going to be collecting and assembling as I go. So right now we have the first layer of our expansions done. Right here you can see we have one expansion here, one expansion here. We got our spacing here. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be alternating. So I'm going to be putting our next expansions offset here. So we'll have one here, 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 here. So that's for this next layer. What I need to do now is I need to add 2 rings here to bring this level. That brings all around to bring it level. But then what I'll do is I'll put the next expansion here. I'll probably line it up. I'll probably line things up here, 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 like on the front end, front to back, front to back. I think that will keep things kind of consistent. Even so, once this whole thing's done, you won't be able to, if you looked at it, you wouldn't be able to tell where the expansions are or where they end, begin and end. So that's the plan. Okay, cool. So now where we're at, this is our reference line. This is our first layer of the Aventale. Next, we're building here. We're building from here. We're gonna have we do 2 ring spacing. Now we're gonna have a 4 ring spacing. So we're gonna take four of these, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be our spacing. And then we're gonna pop this here. And we're gonna do that all the way around again. Yeah, I think this will be fine. I go to the left side. So we are into the second level. So we did the first level earlier today. And we're doing the second level now. So you're alternating. You have these little spacers. They're little 3x4 pieces. And we have these expansions. We're just alternating expansion straight, all around. That creates the fan effect. Now what we're going to do now is we are going to fill in the gaps between these two. I like how this is looking. We have our marker ring, so this is our line of symmetry. everything we do is going to be based on this. So once we fill it in, we still have this point of reference. So it'll all look nice. You won't be able to tell where, like, there's an expansion here, there's one here. I can tell, but once everything's filled in, it's going to look nice and even. And that's what we want. All right. So this is what we got. Okay, so this is where we're sitting right now. What we're going to do is we're just going to attach these expansions, these spacers. We're going to add another 2 rows. And then we're just going to go from there. Just right now we just did this layer, outer layer. We're just going to fill in all these lines. And then this whole bit will be done. That's our next plan. Just fill this in, fill it all in. So what we're doing is we have these expansions going 5 to 7, and then we have these spacers in between. And what we're going to do here, we're going to start at the center. Okay, right here. This is where we're aligned with. We're going to plop this expansion right here. This is really coming together. I really like how it's looking. Yeah, it's it's a pain in the balls, but it is coming together. This is the headpiece here. This is gonna line. This marked ring is gonna line up with that marked ring. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rotate this. It's the whole got in, and we will go ahead of this or behind. So I think we will do this. So this solid ring will mate with this this soldering with this soldering. Boom, boom. So it should be here. So now we've aligned the back of the Aventail. We've aligned the back of the headpiece, and we're ready to seam these two together. Now we're going to pan down to the replacement piece. So I come up with this is a little narrower. So at least here, it'll probably end up looking something like this. So it won't be. It'll end up having a better fit, I think. But now we're just gonna stitch this all together. All right. So here's our replacement piece for the front here. So now I have to stitch this into there. All right, let's raise this up a little bit. For this, it'll make more sense to do it on the table there. Get you back. Get this back up here. All right, that's a lot better. All right, that is looking a lot better. So the next thing I'll plan on doing. What am I doing here? All right. So what I'll probably do next is figure out a face flap, take it up to like the eyeballs here, roughly there. But I think this is looking good. It's not too bunchy in certain places. It just hangs pretty well. It's pretty even. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off again. Attach this piece here. And that is the last piece. So throw it back up here. Alright. Now, what I'll have is I'll attach like a hook to this end. Just like snap it in there. But I think this is pretty good. Yeah, I might actually want to add some padding on the inside here, but I'm pretty happy with how this has been turning out. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. Let's give it a little wrap around. So yeah, I think it's looking good, and I will be on again sometime. So thanks for watching the VOD, and I'll catch you next time.